choosing the right financial advisor to help you plan for your retirement. It's a big decision, so when you're considering who would be a good fit for you, make sure you pay attention to the questions they're asking you.
Well, here to tell us more is Jim Heafner. He's the president of Heafner Financial. He's known as Carolina's retirement coach. He joins us every Wednesday to help us get financially fit. Hello, sir, and welcome to the show. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Well, good. Let's start right here because a client wants. You got a client. They come to meet you for the very first time. What are the questions they should be listening for? The very first meeting, what should they be listening for when you introduce yourself and you talk to them? What is it?
Great question. So the whole point of the meeting, you with the financial advisor, is to find a way to have the future you want, right?
Okay.
So the first and most important question is, what is that future that you want to have? So what's that vision you have for the rest of your life? What's that movie in your mind about how it should play out? When you what age should you retire at? As far as what you want to do anyway, and where will you live? What will you do? Will you garden, play golf? Will you travel the world? Will you work part-time, or do you want to create a new career? Mm-hmm. So we want to know what that vision is, how else can we plan for it, right?
Yeah, those are important questions to know the answers to, because that is how you plan for it.
Right.
What kind of a lifestyle do you want?
Yes, exactly right, yeah.
So beyond that, now, what should their money do? So now we got that little pleasantry out the way of my little total vision. So now what should your money be doing? And what question they should be listening for you when it comes to retirement?
Well, so, the question is, how do we plan for that vision? So the next question is, what should their money be doing, as you said?
Exactly.
So is your priority for income? Is it preservation or growth? For example, if your prime goal is income, it might be okay with you if you have plenty of income for your whole lifetime and you pass away and there's nothing left for your kids. That's okay for a lot of people, right? Your goal might be instead to say, well, it's really important to pass money on. And my plan would not have worked if I didn't do that. Mm-hmm. So you got to know which is really the most important, because it may not work out that you have everything you want. Mm-hmm. What's the priority you're willing to commit to and have happen for you? And then what is the risk you're willing to take? Are you willing to take a risk with your assets, your nest egg, or with your income?
What does that mean? Say that again.
How much risk are you willing to take with your nest egg? So are you willing to have it go down in value or go away?
Okay, I got it.
Right? Now, some people say, well, I don't care as long as I have the income.
Because you say as long as I have the income.
Yeah. Other people might say, well, if I take risk with my income, well, wait, that could go away. I'm not willing for that to happen. So I'm going to make sure that, or whatever you do, plan such that I have an income as long as I live. So we got to know what your view of that is. Mm-hmm. What risk are you willing to take? And then, what's your plan for taxation? My goodness, we've got all these different tools to work with. What are you willing to have happen?
Okay. All right. So now what about after we get to that portion of it? Now we got retirement, investments. We got all these things that we need to think about, from 401ks. What should we be doing now when it comes to our retirement investments? Now get me to the actual stuff.
Well, so the money questions.
Yes.
The first question is, what does it take to pay the bills today? What are you living on today? Now, a good financial planner can tell you in 2 minutes what that is. And once we know what you're spending today, we can tell from that what you'll need when you retire. So if you retire tomorrow, how would things change? Well, I wouldn't be going to work. That saves some gas. I don't pay FICA taxes on my income, but I will be traveling more, so now we're going to add in $10,000 for a trip here. And so we can take today's budget and adjust it for the future and inflate it out. So now we know the target to shoot at. Well, now what kind of income will you have from Social Security or pensions to fill that bucket? Because here's what you need, right? So if you got this much Social Security coming in, there's a gap here. That must be filled by your nest egg. So what's the best way to most efficiently squeeze money out of the nest egg so you have after-tax income to cover that gap?
Okay, what kinds of questions should you ask yourself about your potential advisor?
Well, I think the first thing is the plan I have today going to work? Mm-hmm. Right? Okay. So you may be fine, but most people, and what I see is their plan really isn't a plan, it's just some investments. And there's nothing to get you through to the end to accomplish your goals and have the life you lead in good times and bad times. So the question is, will my plan work for me if the market crashes again like it did in 08 or 9? Because that surely could happen. Or what if tax rates fall and say hopefully will, but what if they rise in 10 years when that law is taken away, because it probably will be. So how do I defend myself against those? Will my plan do that? If not, let's get a plan that will. So I guess the question, Colleen, is do I have confidence in the plan that I have or I've been given, that I can see where it's going to do what I want, that I get to have the life I want in retirement?
Well, if you're looking for a trusted financial professional to help you plan for retirement, call Jim Heafner. The first 5 qualified callers will receive a complimentary, no-obligation financial review. The number is 704-552-1230. You must have a minimum of $500,000 in investable assets to qualify. Again, the phone number, 704-552-1230. Or you can visit Jim's website. It's you'lljustknow.com, you'lljustknow.com. Jim Heafner, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you. Well, next, staying